Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Unbettable. I'm Mondo here today with Holmes and Gare. And on today's episode, we're talking about the unfortunate shooting at the Chiefs parade. We're going to talk about a little NBA fight night. We're going to talk Detroit Mercy and how they overcome so much adversity. It makes you question life. We talk about the NBA All-Star game, and we're going to give all of our picks for it. We got our NBA picks. We got our Chell picks. And of course, you guys know we have to wrap all this shit up with a betting graphic, which we will get to. Boys, how we doing? Obviously, this comes post Gary episode, PGE. Holmes, I'll get your thoughts first, and then we'll get mine, and then we'll talk to Gary about what happened.
I mean, my dog Gary put out a fantastic episode. So props to you, Gary. Wonderful, wonderful watch. If you haven't seen it, got to go back and check that out. But we've been doing well. We're excited to get into this episode today. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Some stuff non-betting related, some stuff betting related. We'll get into it all. Very excited to be here with you guys.
Yeah, Gary put out a great product. Also, F him for not saving the recording, which he talks about. Holmes and I were devastated because we put out what we thought were two of our best episodes ever, with all the picks and shit we had. And then we kind of decided on a joint punishment where Gary would have to act out us and record by himself. The man killed it. He delivered a little milk challenge at the end. I mean, Gary, you did well. Just for being a punishment, you did well.
Yeah.
So give me kind of the whole rundown, starting at when you hung up on the call to when you put out the episode. What happened in your head?
So, um, typically, so we record our podcast on Zoom. And the process is whenever we're done recording, we click stop recording. There's a stop recording function in Zoom, and then we kind of have like a little debrief, and then I close the meeting up, and then it converts the meeting, allowing me to post it on YouTube, whatever. So I accidentally, for some reason, I clicked leave and then end meeting for all. And when this happened, it kind of felt like when you hang up on your dad on accident and you're like, oh shit, oh shit. Like that was the exact emotion I felt. I was like, fuck. So, and then I went to go convert the meeting and it corrupted. So then I texted in the chat. I was like, guys, I think I fucked this up. Like, and they were like, figure it out. I was like, all right. So I go on Google and this guy apparently had the same issue. I tried to do what he did. Instead of bringing back the recording that I had made, it just wiped it completely. So I was like, fuck. So then I break the news. I'm like, recording's gone. And I knew it was gonna come with some sort of consequence. At the end of the day, like, I'm glad this happened because now I know for the future to never click end meeting. But so they're like, all right, so you gotta act out as us and record this meeting by yourself. So I kind of threw like a little bit of a temper tantrum by myself in my room because I was like upset that I lost this recording because it was a really good one and we talked about a lot of good stuff. And
We
then
did.
two, I was trying to figure out how I was going to do this because I was like, this is literally going to take forever if I act out all of them and like record an hour-long episode. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get creative with it and I'm going to throw a little bit of a Gary twist on it. So I called my dad and was kind of brainstorming with him. And he was like, you know what? Do some Gary shit that would make everybody laugh. I was like, all right, bet. So I threw a little parody on Mondo. I threw a little parody on Hart. I talked in a comedic sense because that's just how I talk. And then I was like, all right, let's see what day of the year it is. I'm going to start up this challenge thing I talked about on the Super Bowl episode. And it was National Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk Day. And originally I was thinking of doing the milk challenge where you dye the milk and you chug it and then projectile vomit everywhere. But I was like, this might go against some sort of terms. So then I went out that night and I bought a gallon of milk earlier and I was like, I'm gonna do something this with this milk when I get home. So I put the milk out on the table so it could start, cool, not cooling off, but warming up. And I went out and we had a blast that night. We stumbled home and I got home and I was like, Sean, we need to do some shit with this milk. He's like, just dunk it on your head. I was like, facts. So I throw on some swim trunks, throw on a white shirt, go in the shower. Sean's like going like this. I was like, click record, click record. So he clicks record, and I give a very detailed description of the milk. I'm like, this is 2% reduced fat milk from Publix. I'm faded than a hoe. And I dumped it on my body. And immediately, like, it wasn't when it hit my head, it felt nice. But then when it hit my chest, you could see my body start like convulsing, and I just couldn't breathe. And like, we cut the recording. I put the milk down on the toilet. And Sean's like, "Are we gonna save this milk?" I was like, "Dude, go throw that shit away. Like, get that out of my sight." Took a shower, went to bed, threw it up the next day, and honestly, the feedback has been crazy on that video. Not really in a good way, but you know, any publicity is good publicity at this stage, so I think it worked out in our favor.
I told you, yeah, those videos are a hit. Now imagine if you kept doing it a year and a half ago when we first made you do it.
Well, this Sunday, I have another one planned. And it's National Wine Day. I'm not going to give any details about what I'm going to do for this video, but I did buy, where did they go? Wireless. Hold on. Okay. I bought this wireless microphone thing for my phone so I can bring my phone around. I also bought a tripod so I can kind of record with my phone, and we're gonna cook some shit up.
Oh my God,
This
you're gonna get
fucking
great
guy.
content.
All right, just let me know if you need help, okay?
Okay.
I am excited for this shit. Oh my god. Yeah, a lot of emotions happened that day, Gare. We were pissed, and I was just texting Holmes punishments, and Holmes was like, man, fuck that guy. That was a good recording. Like, they could do some dumb shit. And we were like, all right. So we finally settled on that punishment, and we just sent it to you. Or I called you and told you, and you were so pissed at me. And I was like, there is no fucking way this man is pissed at me.
I was just pissed at life at that moment. Like, I was just like kind of sulking in what I had just done. And then Mondo calls me and is like, yeah, you got a punishment. And I'm like, I was like about to like Gronk spike my phone. And I was like, we could make this, we could either,
Exactly.
turn it into something bad, or we could turn it into something good. And I was like, I'm gonna take a day, figure it out. And that was the product I produced. So
Which I think is like kind of the MO here at Bull Gator Broadcasting. If you fuck up, like, I'm not gonna fire you. Like, I'm not gonna screw you over, but I will make you do something that will, one, entertain the fuck out of me, and two, generate viewership, which it did. So like there's always a thought in the back of my head. It's not just, oh, I'm gonna fire you because you fucked up. Like, that's just not how I am. I don't like to fire people. So Gary, fuck you, but good on you for getting that shit together. That was so funny. Um, yeah, there's not much else to say. I was just dying laughing.
I'm glad. A lot of people thought it was funny, and I got a lot of interesting feedback from it. Not only from friends, but from family.
Love it.
Somehow my grandma saw it on her TikTok feed, and I don't even follow her. So that was pretty awesome.
What'd she say?
She was like, Gary, like, what are you doing? And she was like laughing on the phone with me. And I was just like, grandma, like, this is one of those things where you kind of just gotta bite the bullet and, just do it for the views. And she's very conservative, keep this in mind. So, some of the shit I do and say, she's like, rah, 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 but she did like that one. So
I love it.
Fair.
Good job, Gare. Absolutely incredible.
Well done.
And what an awful way to segue. Let's talk about this shooting at the Chiefs parade, shall we? I can't think of a worse way to segue that segment, but here we are. So most of you, I'm sure, have seen, at least by now, I hope, the Chiefs parade. There was a shooting at it yesterday. I think one dead, 22 injured. Just very, very sad scenes. A lot of sad scenes coming out of there. The Chiefs, tweeted out their support for the city. Prayers up. Even Kelsey, who doesn't really tweet that much, was saying stuff about it. But it's just something that it should not happen. It's a fucking Super Bowl parade, and we're out here shooting this shit up. Like that just doesn't make sense to me. It's really unfortunate that we even have to deal with this shit. And I don't want to get political. Like I'm gonna give that heads up to both of you too. Like we're not the political group, but this shit shouldn't be happening anymore, man. Especially on Valentine's Day and at an event that's so happy for the community. And the fuckers were wearing Chiefs gear too, which pissed me off even more. But I'll let you guys take it away. I'm so sick of this shit. It's just not fucking right. It's not. Shit should change.
Yeah. Excuse me. So I did a little bit of reading about this today, and of course I've seen it ever since it started. The one person that did die was a lady that was a local radio host. So prayers up to her family. That's super sad. Um, but the one thing about this shooting that is different than a lot of mass shootings that we see here in the States, and it's a shame that I talk about this in comparison to all the other shootings that have gone on, because that's just not something you should have a basis for comparison.
Mm-mm.
But it was apparently driven by like a dispute between a couple guys. It wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily an act of domestic terrorism. So I guess that's one good thing about it. It wasn't necessarily a targeted event. It was just kind of something that happened. And then as the shooters realized, holy shit, we just shot up a whole bunch of people, they started running away. And the city of Kansas, the people of Kansas City then charged these guys and brought them to the ground so that way the police could come get them. Which I think is super brave of those
Mm-hmm.
people to want to be a hero. In American schools, we're taught about this, which is again horrible. But we're always taught to not be a hero. We're taught to just run or hide or fight. And these guys chose to fight, so good on them from
Yeah.
preventing anything else from happening. But Kansas City overall, this is the second bit of news that they've had in the past couple weeks. The first bit of news was, of course, with the Jackie Robinson statue that got cut down at the ankles. And apparently it came out as a way for these guys to get money. It wasn't necessarily a racist thing, which I don't really know if I believe 100%. But yeah, Kansas City is kind of in shambles right now when it comes to their political climate rather than just their athletic climate. So,
Yeah. Holmes.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys touched on a ton of it, so I won't really take up a lot of time talking about it. It was an extremely tragic event. It was awful to even hear that this happened at such an event that should be so joyous for the city, so joyous for the players and the fans and everybody that's involved in just rooting for this team and celebrating them for achieving the ultimate football milestone. And to have something like this that unfortunately is happening more and more in this country every single day. It's extremely tragic, and you would never wish this upon anybody. Like Gare said, prayers up to the family of the woman who ended up passing away from this event. I hope that no other people are that tragically affected by this. I know a good amount of kids were involved in the shooting as well, which is, I mean, just all the more worse for this event. So obviously, a lot of prayers go out to the families that were involved for this.
Mm-hmm. It's just an act that should never happen. This is not something we should have to talk about as much as we do. No other country has to talk about this as much as we do. Something just needs to change, and it needs to change fast. I
Mhm.
don't know what it is. I'm sure all the political people know exactly what it is. I'm not getting involved with that, but something needs to fucking change. Um, just unbelievable that this would happen. Um, but yeah, hopefully the other 22 that were hurt get healthy. Let's go over to the NBA. Let's try and recapture this episode a little bit before it gets, too devolved. We've hit a new low in the NBA lately. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but the league that was once dominated by the shit talkers and, the guys who think they're hard as hell are now getting arrested for getting in fistfights. Detroit Pistons center Isaiah Stewart was arrested for assault for punching the Phoenix Suns center Drew Eubanks in the face just hours before they played. Isaiah Stewart was already listed as out for that game with an injury. Just clocked the dude, and now he's arrested for it. And I think he got cited with something. There's going to be an investigation by the league, but man, there was a time where they were throwing hands on the court and nobody batted an eye. Now they're getting arrested for this shit. This league has fallen, and these guys keep thinking they're hard as hell. They not, bro. They not. They ain't it anymore. But I was curious to see what you guys were thinking about, just in general with the story.
This was weird as hell to like hear about. I mean, I didn't even understand why this took place, and just like in the tunnel after before the game. I mean, this was just really really weird for me to even read about. Obviously, Isaiah Stewart must be a little frustrated being on such an ass team in the Pistons this year. He probably has to take his frustration out in some form or fashion, and this is the way he did it. And yeah, he got his consequences for it. So I don't really know what else to say about this. This is such a weird anomaly in this odd ass NBA season.
Yeah. Gary?
I think it's good. I think that a lot of kids look up to these NBA players as like idols. And, if your kid is looking up to a Pistons player at this point as their idol, they need to be evaluated. But that's besides the point. I think that there should be a zero tolerance policy for this. The whole world is watching, and this is not necessarily something that was televised in any way, but people hear about it. And like, I'm a firm believer that if you have like some beef, especially if you're involved in athletics, then settle it in the game. Like, prove who is better. Of course, you're out, so you're not going to be able to, but like, bro, you just can't. I feel like this is kind of just a common theme that we've seen with big time athletes in the past decade. We'll say that, where they think they are kind of just like God amongst men and they can get away with shit. And I feel like it's caused more hurt than it has good. I mean, you think about Henry Ruggs thinking he can go 130 miles an hour down the street without getting caught and then ends up killing somebody. Like, I think it's good that they get a reality check just like the normal population would. If I were to go out in the street right now and punch somebody in the face, I would get arrested. And so, like, why shouldn't they? Um, but Mondo says that, this is supposed to be a hard ass sport. But I think yes, it is, but also at the same time, they should face the consequences of their actions.
Totally.
Yeah, and I kind of meant it in a way like they always talk like they're hard as shit and like they think they're top whatever. They're not shit. Like they aren't that great in anything aside from basketball.
Yeah.
Like, let's keep it a buck. Like that's what separates them from everyone else. They're really good at basketball. If I was really good at basketball, I could probably get away with more because that's what we live in. But it's just crazy that this is still a story and like a talking point of the league. My one takeaway though is why Drew Eubanks?
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna do that,
Go with
like
the target there.
Devin Booker's getting socked in the eye. KD's gonna get a right hook from hell. Like, why is it Drew Eubanks? Like that, honestly, that makes Isaiah Stewart a bad teammate. If you're gonna go down for that, at least take out a star player, not Drew Eubanks. I didn't even know of him before this story. Drew Eubanks. He's being a selfish teammate and a bad person. He could have
That's an
just been
interesting
one
take.
if he took out a good player.
To be fair, I would be really scared to fight Katie. I don't know why that randomly came into my mind, but could you imagine lanky ass KD like pulling out some like kung fu ass move on your shit? Like you
Dude,
couldn't
I
even
fucking laugh. What are you talking
you
about?
couldn't even reach him before he already stuck you in your shit.
I'd laugh my ass off if I saw him fucking get up and go, "Whoa," and then just fucking try and fight me. Like he can't move like that. He brittle bone, bro.
He would kick you
He
in your
brittle
jaw.
boned.
Big ass feet. Fuck that shit. I ain't fighting him.
He ain't pulling up. He'll look like a damn daddy long leg fucking ready to go.
I was thinking like a praying mantis.
Hella insane.
Anyway, Isaiah Stewart, terrible teammate. That's what it comes down to. You should have taken on KD.
This episode is so far off the rails right now.
I know this may not be able to air, but that's all right. We'll just go with it and we'll see if we can salvage it. On to a feel-good story from college basketball. I don't know if you guys saw this last night. Detroit Mercy. They were 0-26 this season. 0-26. Entered the night as 5.5 point favorites against IUPUI. IUPUI. Nobody had confidence in them. Nobody thought it would be anything. They end up smoking Ayapui by 15 points, 81-66.
Yep.
Not just that, they stormed the court. Well, I guess not they.
One.
More like A stormed a court. They had a one fan storm court thing. One fan, that was it, just one. Storm the court, celebrate the one win they have. I mean, it was just unbelievable to watch. If you bet on the game, I'm sure you made a hell of a lot of money if you bet for them. One fan rushed the court, Gary. One fan.
Why can you call me out?
Because I watch you zone out all the time. One fan, Gary.
Oh no, I know. I watched the Twitter clip before the episode and I saw it. And first of all, it looks like a high school basketball game. And second of all, I think that that's kind of just what makes sports great in a sense, where you have this team that has been skunked all year, and you have that one ride or die that's with you. And when you finally make it, they're there to support you. And it kind of reminds me of like when Florida beat Auburn a few years ago. It's not nearly on the scale as that, but it's just like an unnecessary win, and then your fan base goes nuts for no reason. And the one fan that was there for the Detroit Mercy went nuts, and good for them. Sorry, I got off task because I have a sign night at my house this weekend. If anybody doesn't know what that is, at Southern colleges they do like 21st birthdays for these girls and they call it a sign night. And I just got told that I have to blow up 140 balloons this weekend. So yeah, pray for my lungs.
Yeah,
Good luck out there, kid. I don't know why you'd agree to do that, but good luck out there.
Oh no, I'm gonna tell them take them and shove them, but
Bro, I feel embarrassed to even say this, but I hopped on the IUPUI plus 5.5 train last night.
Oh,
Dude, let me just say that when I placed that bet, I knew immediately that when I did that, I was like, I just fell into the biggest trap ever fallen into in my life.
oh,
Because you just start thinking about why the hell is an 0-26 team favored in this situation? Granted, IUPUI had not won a game in I think almost a month. They were pretty much equally as trash. However, they had actually won some games on the season. I was not going to put my money on a team that had not won a game.
They were due.
However, I lost. I feel embarrassed, but it's a story that must be shared. I will not fall into this trap again. Detroit Mercy, congratulations on your first win. I did not make any money last week.
what league are they even in?
Dude, I wish I could answer that question for you because
It's like the Grand Canyon League or some shit like that.
How do
That's
you even
probably
bet
right.
on that? That was on Hard Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, dude. The
have all
amount
the
of college basketball games on Hard Rock is incredible. They have a ton of stuff to choose from on there. I mean, granted, I typically bet on like larger conferences because those are teams that I tend to know more about and at least watch a little bit more on TV. Like This game I bet on strictly because like I did not understand why a team that had not won any games was favored in this spot. I was like, am I just getting free points for this? And I was made to look like an absolute fool. I fell right into the trap. The books got me.
I gotta be honest, boys. I don't think we can put this podcast out.
Nah, you gotta
I mean,
embarrass me. You gotta
Holmes
embarrass me
losing
for the
this
meme.
bet is just a sign from God that this shouldn't see the light of day.
You gotta embarrass me for the meme. That's just
I mean, that's
it's a tough
tough.
lick. You gotta take him. You gotta let the
I
people
mean,
know.
the
You gotta
first
just be
30
accountable.
minutes has just been a shit show.
I gotta be accountable. I gotta be accountable, man.
Oh my God. You know what? Let's blame it on us still kind of being sick. We don't have all of our thoughts together. It's okay.
Sick brain.
All right. God, Holmes, that is just heartbreaking. I can't believe
Tragic.
that.
Yeah, tragic, bro. Tragic.
All right. NBA All-Star Weekend starts in 2 days. We're going to talk 5 events. I hope each of you are ready to give picks on these 5 events. We're going to talk Celebrity All-Star Game. We're going to talk a skills challenge. We're going to talk the dunk contest, the three-point contest, and of course, the NBA game. We can also talk Rising Stars. We don't have to. I just figured I'd hit those 5 real quick.
There.
So first, we have the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game. Team Shannon versus Team Stephen A. Now, I'll run through the rosters real quick because, frankly, I don't know who half these guys are. I don't know if you know who half these guys are. I'm going to try and pronounce some of their names. Let's just go for it. Start off, we got Annual Double A. He's the founder of the Double A Battery. What?
Yeah, that's a Latin rapper.
Yeah, he's an artist. I was just going in on a joke, Gare. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. We got Kai Cenat, who is a streamer. Connor Daly, IndyCar racer. Walker Hayes, artist. Quincy Isaiah, actor. Jewel Lloyd, Seattle Storm guard. Micah Parsons, you know Micah Parsons. Lily Singh, entertainer. Sir, who's an artist. Dylan Wang, the actor. On Team Stephen A, we got Adam Blackstone, a musician. Natasha Cloud, Mercury guard. Jennifer Hudson, artist. Tristan Jass, content creator. AJ McLean, artist. Kwame Onwuachi, chef. Meta World Peace, ex-NBA player. The most peaceful man on this side of the planet. Jack Ryan, super spy, basketball entertainer. CJ Stroud, Houston Texans QB. And how could I forget? Gianmarco Tambiri, Olympic high jumper.
Nice.
I'm gonna take Team Stephen A just for the simple fact that they have an ex-NBA player in Meta World Peace. I also love the Panda's friend, so I'm gonna take Meta World Peace and that team. Gare, who do you have?
This is a hard one, man. I'm gonna pick Team Shannon simply because I want to see Stephen A freak out. And also Kai Cenat, he's been talking about this for a little while now, so I think he's ready. He's a small boy, but I think that Team Shannon will pull through here.
Holmes to break the tie. Who you going with?
Mondo, I am gonna rock with you, brother. I'm gonna take
All
Team
right.
Stephen A. I think the ex NBA player and Meta World Peace is a big advantage. CJ Stroud used to be a very good high school basketball player, I've heard. I think you got athleticism in Jack Ryan and Gianmarco Tamberi. I mean, I think you got some athletes on that side of the court. So I think a team coached by Stephen A. I'll rock with that team for sure.
Yeah. So I'm definitely on Team Stephen A. With that being said, I kind of hope Stephen A loses. I would love to see Shannon clown on Stephen A the entire next Monday episode. I think that'd be the funniest shit on the planet, honestly. But I am taking Team Stephen A. Next to the Kia Skills Challenge, here are the participants. We got the team top picks: Paolo Banchero, Anthony Edwards, Wemby. Team Pacers, remember, it is an Indy, so they get their own team. You got Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, I think is how you say it, and Miles Turner. Matherin. Not good at pronunciation. In case we haven't figured that out after 50 fucking episodes.
Okay.
Team All-Star. We got Scotty Barnes, Tyrese Maxey, Trae Young.
Ooh.
Now, with the way I remember this being set up, it's a combination of passing, dribbling, shooting threes, and layups, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So looking at this from an overview, I feel like Wemby is going to struggle a little bit. Just because the dude is 7'3", like it's a little bit tougher to move when you're like that. Team
Covers more
pace is
ground.
good. What?
But he covers a lot more ground because he's big.
He does. Team pace is good. I think Miles Turner will kind of have that same issue. Team All-Stars, bro. Like
I like that.
That is a fucking squad right there.
Yeah.
Scotty, Tyrese, Trae Young. Give me Team All-Star. Holmes?
Yeah, I hate to agree with you again, but I am also going to go Team All-Star. I mean, Scotty, Tyrese, and Trey, that just seems like a really nice three players right there. I mean, all these guys can shoot. All these guys have great lateral movement. I mean, I think they're going to be really, really good. I will say, though, I am pretty close to taking team top picks because I really like the combination of Paolo and Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is in the running, I think, for MVP this year. And I don't think that's talked about enough with how well he has played for the Timberwolves this year.
Yeah.
Offensively and defensively, he has taken his game to another level this year. I mean, he's going to easily be one of the top 5 players in the league come the next 10 years. And you put that with Paolo Banchero, just an all-around skill superstar. I mean, I think that's a great duo. And then you have Victor Wembanyama. Like you said, I mean, I think he might be a little bit slower just because he is bigger, but he covers so much ground. I mean, that's gonna be, I think, a really, really good competition. But I'm gonna take Team All Stars with you.
Gary?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go into depth about it because I don't know about it, but the people that I have heard that I do know, I will take the All-Star team. Watching Wembanyama play definitely just gives me anxiety. I don't really know why. He just looks like he could collapse at any moment. So yeah, I'm gonna take Team All-Star.
All right. Over to the Starry 3-point contest. We got quite the squad here. We got Trae Young, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Halliburton back again, Jalen Brunson, Lauri Markkanen, Cat, and Malik Beasley for some reason. Gary, let's start with you. Who is your pick in the 3-point contest?
First of all, I hate that it's sponsored by Starry because who drinks Starry?
I miss
Um,
Sprite.
It's Sprite?
I said I miss Sprite.
Oh, yeah, who drinks? Sprite is still a thing.
Yeah, but they used to sponsor the
Oh, okay,
All-Star
okay,
stuff.
okay, okay. Um, give me
We got all
J-
day here.
we're gonna go Jalen Brunson.
Any reason or just because?
No,
All right. Tully Nut.
Gary got feeling.
Love it.
Oh, he's gonna lose.
I don't know. I will say I think Jalen Brunson is not a bad 3-point contest pick at all. I wish they had the odds out for this on the Hard Rock. They don't right now, which is kind of unfortunate. Maybe they'll drop him a little closer to the weekend, but I think Jalen Brunson's actually pretty good value just with how well he's been shooting for the Knicks. He just might be the hot hand that might go the distance. But if I'm going to take anybody, I think I'm going to take the favorite in Dame Lillard. I think Dame's going to step up. He's definitely going to hit the deep balls, which will give him the extra points. I think he's going to be hot, and I think he's going to take it all the way. But I will say, Cat won in 2022. That motherfucker is. I think he's in
a
the running to get
sleeper.
a dub too. Yeah, definitely a good sleeper there.
Yeah, Holmes, I am right there with you on Dame. Which I hate to say because that's 3 times in a row we've agreed.
I know what the hell.
So I'm going to take Dame in all my bets, but for the sake of the podcast and Gary shoving that cock in his mouth, I'm going to take Trae Young.
Love it.
So, yeah, those are the 3 picks. Like I said, I'm all in on Dame, though. 2024 AT&T Slam Dunk Contest. Jaylen Brown, Mac McClung, Jacob Toppin, Triple J, Jaime Jaquez Jr. Obviously, you guys know where the fuck I'm going. Miami Heat legend, Triple J. Holmes, where you going?
This is a little tougher as well. I do like JJJ just with how well he's been playing. I don't know, bro. Skip me. Go to Gary. I'm gonna still choose.
I like Triple J because he has a badass name, so I'm gonna take him.
God damn it. All right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take fucking Mac McClung. I think Mac McClung is honestly going to go in. Mac McClung has looked the part in dunking before. I've seen so many videos of this guy. I think he is going to be fantastic. I know he's from the G League, but he's going to put on a damn show. We're taking Mac McClung. Osceola Magic, G League.
All right. That leaves us with the All-Star game. I am not reading the fucking rosters because that's 24 people. Let me just put you on this. I would be shocked if the West won by less than 20 points. This roster is fucking stacked, bro. Stacked. As much as I love the Eastern Conference and the Heat being there, bro. Stacked. Holmes?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with you. I think there's too many dominant players on that side. I mean, like how are you going to stop all of that firepower? I don't get it. I'm gonna take him too.
Curry, Anthony Edwards coming off the bench. Booker coming off the bench.
I don't know, man. That's just I think in my opinion the Western Conference is a lot better than the Eastern Conference this year, just in general with the amount
Oh,
of
yeah.
talented teams that they've had on that side.
Give me the West.
Giving the West. That's 3 on the West.
I need to, I'm sorry for the people watching. I do need to start watching the NBA a little bit more. Not even a little bit more, just start watching it in general. It's never been my cup of tea, so
We need to get you to start betting on it. I wasn't huge about betting on it. Now look where I am. You just need to bet. If you bet, you'll watch the game.
Yeah, that's true. But I also just bought 2K, so that hopefully that'll
go.
kind of get me into it like MLB got me into baseball, so we'll see.
Is that cross-platform?
I
If
don't
so,
believe
let's run
so.
some 2K.
I don't believe so.
Fuck. All right. Those are the picks for the NBA All-Star Weekend presented by State Farm. Gentlemen, you know it's that time of the episode. Holmes, I will start with you. Give me your NBA and Chell picks for the evening.
All right, let's rock. We got a good amount of plays tonight. We're going to try and get off of a little schneid and give out some winners tonight. I will say I have 2 in college basketball. Right now, college basketball picks on the pod 5-0. So we're going to try and keep it rocking tonight. I'm going with Memphis money line plus 100 against University of North Texas tonight. I do not think they should be the underdog. I think they're much better than the University of North Texas. So I'm going to take Memphis tonight. I'm also going to take Rutgers minus 3.5 at minus 120. I saw this number tick from 2.5 to 4.5. Northwestern has the better record, but Rutgers is at home. I just think some people know something about Rutgers here. So I'm going to follow that line trend and take them for minus 120 there. Those are 2 college basketball plays. Let's see if we can keep the momentum rocking. In the NHL, I'm going to take the Lightning on the money line tonight at home, minus 125 against the Colorado Avalanche. Lightning play a lot better at home than they do on the road. They've been putting it together. Vasilevsky's playing very well. Got a nice shootout win against the Bruins a couple nights ago. So I love the Bolts to keep it rolling tonight at home. And we're going to take the Nick Lip goal scorer of the day. If you know anything about Nick Lip, he is hot as hell with these goal scorers. We're going to take Mika Zibanejad plus 180 for the New York Rangers to score tonight against the Montreal Canadiens at home. Then we're going to go to the NBA. I'm going to tail my boy Kyle on this one. Golden State -1.5. First half spread. That's plus 105 against the Utah Jazz. Also going to take Simon 21.5 points tonight for the Portland Trailblazers. He's been playing pretty well and is going to get a lot of run tonight before the All-Star game. And then a three-way, no regret, same game parlay in the Warriors Jazz tonight. John Collins, 10 plus points. Andrew Wiggins, 10 plus points. And Draymond Green over or 5 plus assists. That is plus 100.
Gary.
That's what we're rocking with tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Picks on picks.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Oh, Garrett, come on.
Betting podcast, no bet. Stay hot, Gary. I love you, man.
0 for 0, baby. That's 100%.
No, it is not. That would be 0% still.
0%.
I respect your thought though. I got one NHL pick tonight. I'm taking the Flyers money line plus 130 against the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs 13-10-2 at home. Flyers absolutely electric on the road at 15-7-4. Feel good about it. Don't really know that much hockey, but we're still gonna bet. See how that works, Gare? Gets you into it.
Interesting
Next we
logic.
got what?
Continue.
Next we got NBA picks. Giannis under 6.5 assists. McDaniels over 9.5 points. Sorry, I got an alert from the MLB. Oh, that's not real big news, but Rob Manfred will be stepping down from his job at the expiration of his contract January 2029.
Yes.
So he is not going to be a lifelong dictator like Roger Goodell. Anyway, DeAndre Ayton over 25.5 points, rebounds, assists. Colin Sexton over 18.5 points. Mike Conley, the man, the myth, over 8.5 rebounds and assists. That is where we are tonight. Play accordingly. Gary, make sure you tweet these out. All right. As you guys know, we have to wrap up this episode in style. What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what that means. A graphic of the best fair foods. I sent a group of 10 in the chat for you guys. I'll read it off real quick. Funnel cakes, fried Oreo, corn dogs, popcorn, soft pretzels, snow cones, fried pickles, hot dog, churros, and ice cream. I feel like these are 10 classics that everyone knows. Some love, some don't. I don't like fried pickles. That's just me. But classic fair food. Gary, you seem confused.
No, I'm not confused. I just feel like fried pickles are like a recent fad that's kind of taken over, but we'll get into that later.
I'm just not a pickle guy at the end of the day.
True.
But yeah, let's start off. I think there's obviously a 1A, 1B here. I don't think it's that surprising to anybody. That being funnel cakes and fried Oreos.
I 100% agree. Those are quintessential fair foods. You get them every single time you go. If you don't, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you're
Got to get fried stuff when you go to the fair. Funnel cakes, fried Oreos. That's like, that's like coin flip, really. I think at the top, right off rip.
Anyone we want to favor or just to pick them?
I like to pick them. I like to pick them with those, I have to say.
All right. Next, my nomination for number 3, I think corn dogs would make the most sense. Fucking hell. Corn dogs are going to kill me. Corn dogs would make the most sense here. I feel like that's like your next closest between that and popcorn. And popcorn, you group in the caramel corn, the kettle corn, whatever corn. But I think your winner here would be corn dogs, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would go with that 100%.
Okay, and then we go popcorn.
I will say, if I were at the fair, I would low-key prefer a pretzel over popcorn. I get how popular popcorn is at the fair, but I just feel like a pretzel is just like a nice.
Honestly, I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
There's something about a good pretzel. Maybe dip it in something like some cheese. Oh man, like you just can't beat that.
Bro, we went to the South Florida Fair. This has nothing to do with pretzels. They had a 1/4 pound mozzarella stick on a stick.
Ooh, ooh.
Quarter
Wow.
pound. I didn't get
That's
it. I didn't want a heart attack. But
That's
quarter
something.
pound mozz stick.
That's something.
That is something.
Yeah.
Gare?
Well,
Pretzel?
yeah. I
Okay.
was laughing because the way Hart was talking about pretzels, but
I will say, if I'm gonna go next, we're gonna go like pretzels, popcorn, and we're gonna just keep
Yeah,
going.
I agree with
I'm
that.
gonna put ice cream right there afterward. Like, I hate honestly to put ice cream as low as it is. I wish it could be higher. But I love getting ice cream at the fair. Like, there's always so many options. The soft serve, is goated. I mean, ice cream's got to be up there. It's got to be above snow cones, in my opinion. I rock with a good snow cone,
100%.
but ice cream is just like top tier.
I think you do obviously ice cream is better than snow cones. That's a no fucking brainer.
Yeah.
Now where does snow cone come next? Gary, you don't seem to like that.
I mean, okay, so being from Florida, like I feel like a snow cone is a staple of your childhood. Like it's hot as shit outside. You rip a snow cone, you get some hydration, you get some sugar in you. At the fair, it could be hot as hell sometimes. And I honestly think snow cones should be above ice cream.
Wow.
Ah,
Wow.
I'm with Holmes here. Ice
This
cream
could be a
over
hot
snow
take.
cones,
I mean,
but in fairness, I will put snow cone directly after.
okay.
Right.
That fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So that leaves us hot dogs, churros, fried pickles.
Man, fried pickles is last. Like,
I feel like it could have gone in that order I just said.
yes. Yes.
Bro, what?
Yes. No.
What,
Yeah.
Gary?
No qualms.
That was some dirty ass hot dog. Bro, come on, man.
Bro, what's your gripe?
Fried pickles, right, is the new fad, like I was saying
Get out of
earlier.
here. I don't want a fried pickle, bro. Sorry. That's not my jam.
They're
Look,
so
Gary, I
good,
don't
bro.
like hot
Hey.
dogs. I don't like corn dogs. I don't like fried pickles, but I ranked them there because they're staple fair foods.
So what is the order you're saying? You saying hot dog, churro, fried pickle?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like churros is where it needs to be. It's just,
Churros
I
goes
guess
under.
this is a matter of opinion. I don't know. But if it's two over one, then, whatever. But
My thought is if I'm at a fair, I'm there to eat like shit. I don't want a vegetable anywhere in my sight.
True.
That's where I come from with it.
I mean, it's y'all's opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. My opinion is fried pickles are better than hot dogs, but you can do what you want.
All right. Holmes, where do you sit?
Yeah, I am not the fried pickle guy, so I think it should be at the bottom, but uh you do what you feel is best.
All right. So then we'll keep in that order. Funnel cakes, fried Oreos, corn dog, soft pretzel, popcorn, ice cream, snow cone, hot dog, churros, fried pickles.
Woo. It's tight.
I mean, Gary, if you're up in arms, make sure to leave a comment on the fucking post.
Oh,
this
I am.
time.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry.
All right. You've been slacking. It's just me out there on my own half the time.
No, I'll fight.
I was defending potato skins against nobody, which I had during the Super Bowl. Best part of the fucking Super Bowl.
That's what I was gonna say. I had fried pickles during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but that's not fair food. That's the Super Bowl food.
Then why was it on the list if it's not a fair food?
Because we decided on the list 3 seconds before the podcast started.
I'm just saying, I think I caught you right there, but I'll just leave it at that.
You got me, Gare.
Fried
Fried
pickles are
pickles
good.
last place because it's
Fried,
barely
they're,
on the
they're
list.
diverse in the events that they attend.
You strike me as a bring a veggie tray to the Super Bowl kind of guy.
I did because
That's what your
Bree,
comment.
I did bring a veggie tray to the Super Bowl because Bree is vegan and nobody else brought anything with vegetables. I was catering to the people.
Rip.
Fucking unreal.
Oops.
That's worse than Holmes betting Detroit Mercy or against them.
Yeah, it's worse than that.
That's outstandingly horrible. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up so I don't have to turn on my light. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like this episode, please make sure to like, subscribe, share with everyone you know. We'll see you guys on the next episode, which will air on Monday. Gary, make sure to end the recording. Do not leave the call. We will see you guys on the next episode. Peace.